You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.
Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I'm your guy Hector, joined by my co-host this morning, the lovely Grace Monroe. Grace, how are you feeling this morning?
We are having a party up in here. Hector's got some new toys, y'all.
Yes,
Look at
I
that
do.
microphone. Look at
Yes. Another one more.
Another
one. Yes. I don't know how to act. I have a soundboard.
Another one.
Yes.
My birthday is coming up, y'all, Saturday. So we've already started celebrating around here in Texas. So happy birthday to me. And soon, Jazz Chisholm Jr. will also be celebrating a lovely Aquarius birthday, my Aquarius brother.
Yes.
I got this as a present last night, so can't wait to read it.
Ooh.
You know, Hector. Hector, you crazy. Remember when I met Brian Hoke at the winter meetings?
Yes.
I told him, because I had him sign Bronx Zoom, which is a great book. If you guys haven't read Bronx Zoom, it's now been 5 years since the pandemic, so it's kind of wild to read this book and kind of go back to what we all lived through and how crazy that baseball season was. But I told Brian, I said, I asked for 62 for Christmas. So I've been a really good girl. Santa's going to bring me 62. And Brian was like, if Santa doesn't bring it, maybe just buy it anyway. And I said, okay, I will. Well, Santa didn't bring it. But guess what? My birthday, birthday fairy brought it for me. So Brian, if you're watching, I got 62. Next time I see you, you're going to sign this, please. Thank you. I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
I'll make sure that I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna make sure I tag him on Twitter and X.
Okay,
Let's shout out the chat before we continue.
Another one.
Jonathan is in the building. Jonathan, how you doing? Jacob Petruzzi, my guy. Oh, Jacob, how you doing? Salute to you. Mr. Highlander is in the building. NY Yankee Mania, salute. Appreciate you for being in the building. My guy John, NY Pinstripe Club is in the building. How you doing? Shout out to NYC Pinstripe Club. They put out amazing work. Sorry, Grace. Be careful with the ears. LI Yankee King is in the building. Dev Fitch, how you doing? My guy Eddie Snaps is in the building. Anna Marie LeBeau. Anna Marie, how you doing? Dev Fitch says, happy 21st birthday, Grace.
Dev.
Absolutely. Throw the birthday shout out in the chat. Rich Martinez says, happy Aquarius sister.
Yes!
Mine was the 21st. So
Really?
the
Happy
Aquarius is in the
birthday,
building.
Richie.
Shout out to the Aquarius. Mike Perez is in the building. Mi hermano de la isla, Anthony Medina, is in the building. Oh, Anthony, appreciate you. Big Ant NYC, how you doing, my guy? Where's it at? Hold on, wait.
Why are you like
Nope,
this?
that's the wrong one.
I gotta buy me and the folks some pizza after this.
Thank you, Big Ant, for the $5 super chat, who says, celebrating my birthday today with my boy Hector and the beautiful Grace, as always.
Today, happy birthday.
Diamond PR, Wepa, Go Yankees. Big Ant,
Happy
how
birthday.
you doing, Big Ant? Listen, happy birthday to you, my guy. Shout out to the chat.
Oh my
Appreciate
God, Hector.
everybody in the building. Listen, I just want to let everybody know, just to be transparent, right? I got this soundboard. I don't know how to act. I got me a new mic. I don't know how to act. We're stepping up the stream starting next week. You see me doing more YouTube lives during the day, talking about the Yankees gearing up towards spring training. Spring training is literally right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers will be reporting to spring training in a couple of weeks, and I will be down there from February 20th through February 28th, right? So if you guys want to keep supporting, if you guys want to keep on rocking with us, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys can donate, please help us out for spring training. You could donate to my PayPal account. You could just put Hector Beauchamp, my first and last name, to the PayPal. You can help us out like that. We appreciate the super chats. The only thing is that YouTube, they keep 30% of it, right? So if you want to help us out with spring training, there's my PayPal on the screen. Shoot me whatever. I'll give you a shout out on the screen because I do get the notifications. And I know there's some news with Mariano. I don't want to really get into that, but I'll touch on it just for a few. But before we do that, we got to talk about Mr. CC Sabathia.
Another one.
And we got another Yankee in the Hall of Fame, Grace. CC Sabathia was inducted into the Major League Hall of Fame yesterday. He got the phone call, and this is what CC had to say. Thank you for all the love and support around being elected to the Hall of Fame class of 2025. It truly means everything to me and my family. I realize how special first ballot is, and I'm very appreciative of all the voters who recognize my accomplishments. Getting to share that moment with all my people is what matters the most. The next stop is Cooperstown. Grace, what's your thoughts on CC getting inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Oh man, first of all, CC was my boy for years, and I am so happy it couldn't happen to a better guy who's been through so much, triumphed over so much. His family, as far as I'm concerned, is Yankees royalty, his
Yes.
wife, his daughters, his sons. So I'm so happy for the Sabathia family. He more than deserves it. He is like one of the last of his kind, a true bulldog on the mound. I just remember feeling if CC was taking the ball, you know, that I could breathe and I could relax a little bit, because he was going to figure out a way to win no matter how he was feeling that day or what he was navigating through. He was so tough. He did it for the team. He was a true team player. I mean, you could go on. You could talk about his 3,000 strikeouts. You could talk about his most innings pitched since the year 2000. That's a generation. The most innings pitched in a generation. You could talk about all of his wins, his Cy Young, his All-Star appearances, his ALCS MVP. You could talk about all of his accolades. But what I think about the most with CC was what he brought to the team and the franchise every single day. His wanting to win, his willingness to do anything for his teammates. And it's just true one-of-a-kind guy. Total Hall of Famer. So happy for CC.
Yeah, no, definitely. You said everything perfect when it comes to the workhorse that CC Sabathia was. And in 2009, right, that offseason going into 2009, the Yankees had one of their biggest off seasons of their franchise, and we haven't had an off seasons like that since 2009. Every Yankee fan, after not going to the World Series or winning the World Series, we always bring up we need a 2009 type of off season, and that off season brought us CC Sabathia, brought us AJ Burnett, and brought us Mark Teixeira. But CC Sabathia set a tone when it comes to changing the culture, right? CC Sabathia, the Yankees have a tradition now that when the starter is warming up, every other starter is in that bullpen with them while they're warming up. CC Sabathia is who started that tradition. So even after he has retired and even after he has played this last game from the Yankees, which was 2019, 5 to 6 years later, players are still carrying on the tradition that CC Sabathia led. Secondly, when you look at the 3,000 strikeouts, the run that he went on with the Yankees in that postseason was historic. The run that he went on with the Milwaukee Brewers the year before, right before signing his massive contract with the New York Yankees. This is a man that down that stretch, he went on 2 and 3 days rest on the norm. CC Sabathia, he is the last version of that old school pitcher from the late 90s, early 2000s. CC Sabathia was literally the last of a dying breed. There has not been a pitcher like CC Sabathia after he has retired. This is a man that you could just book. He's going to give you at least 2 or 3 complete games in a season.
Yeah. Oh,
in
good
his
point.
prime. In his
Good
prime.
point.
Nowadays, if you get a pitcher that throws a complete game, it's like throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game. Everybody is losing their mind. But CC Sabathia did that on the regular to go on top of everything else. He is a great leader. We saw it when Austin Romine was brushed back against the Tampa Bay Rays. We saw what did CC Sabathia do? He went out there, he protected his guys, he threw at the next person that he saw, he got ejected from the game, and he said, I don't care about 100 or 500K, whatever it was, CC Sabathia is that guy. L.I. Yankee King, I see you pissing people off in the chat. Shout out to my guy, L.I. Yankee King.
Another one.
Always piss people off, L.I.
Another one.
Do it again, L.I.
Another one.
All right, Grace, you could go.
I was just going to say, you brought up a good point. The years that his career spanned included sort of the end of the steroid era, through the heat of the steroid era, and then the juice ball era. This pitcher navigated through some crazy times for pitchers and was at the top of his game. And you also brought up pitching complete games, which I think is a really important point, since we know now starting pitchers just don't go that deep into games typically. Yeah. Even Justin Verlander, who is a first ballot Hall of Famer and an amazing pitcher with an amazing career that we're now in the twilight of. Even he doesn't have as many innings as CC, and Justin Verlander is like 80 or something.
He basically is 80.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how old he is. I think he's like in his 40s. But CC has more innings than him. I mean, that's not because he pitched longer. That's because he pitched deeper on a consistent level. So, I mean, CC, oh man, I love CC. On the 2009 team, Robinson Cano was my favorite for obvious reasons. I wanted to marry him. But after Robinson left and I was devastated, CC was my boy for, I mean, the next, almost 10 years. So, I mean, I love CC, love him. I'm so happy. I did shed a tear. I'm just emotional and happy about my Yankees. I couldn't be happier for CC. So he's much deserved.
When you look at CC Sabathia's career, right? For his career, CC Sabathia, 251 wins, 161 losses. He has a career ERA of 3.74. Grace, this is also a guy that when he lost his electric fastball, which what made him good. Again, we got over 60 people in the building. If you guys can, keep smacking that like button, hit that subscribe button. When CC Sabathia, when he lost his fastball, which what made CC Sabathia who CC Sabathia was, he was able to reinvent himself. He was able to call up Andy Pettitte and figure it out. His mechanics was never an issue. CC Sabathia always had solid mechanics. But as he got up there in age, he lost that tick when it comes to the velocity on his fastball. So he had to figure it out. He started incorporating a cutter that Andy Pettitte taught him. He started incorporating more of a slurve and a slider combination that, again, Andy Pettitte, I think Pettitte taught him the slurve or helped him get better with the grip of his slurve. But again, CC Sabathia, hats off to CC. There'll never be another CC Sabathia. He should get his jersey retired in Monument Park. That's how much CC Sabathia meant to that era of New York Yankees, right? In the late 90s, right? You had the core four, Derek Jeter, Mariano, Andy Pettitte, right? Bernie Williams, you could throw into that conversation. Jorge Posada. You had that in the late 90s. Those were the figureheads of that era of Yankee baseball. The 2009 championship, that era of Yankee baseball, CC Sabathia is one of those figures from that era of Yankee baseball.
Absolutely. Great point. I mean, he spans the gap, right, between, Derek Jeter, Pettitte, all the A-Rod, all those guys, to Aaron Judge. He played with both of them, kind of like Gardy, right? But CC was there too, and a definite leader on the defense side, pitching side, and absolutely important years. Held down the Yankees brand carried it on his back for a few seasons there. And man, we just love him. We love you, CC. We love you. I love the fans. I love all the stuff on Twitter. We're all like, we love you.
CC, again, a class act. Somebody that took his time with the fans. Initially, when he came to the Yankees, and CC would tell you this, he has said this on the record, he didn't want to come to the Yankees. Like, he was a West Coast guy that everybody thought he was going to the Angels. The Yankees overpaid for CC Sabathia, and him and his wife fell in love with not only New York City, not only the New York Yankees, but the fans of New York City. My guy, Chris K, with another $5 super chat.
Another one.
Appreciate you, CK. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on.
I gotta buy me and the folks some pizza after this.
CC Sabathia is a Hall of Famer on and off the field. Met him a good amount of times. Even interviewed him. Yankees need to retire number 52. Absolutely. And shout out to my guy CK. If you guys are going to be at the Yankees, well, not the Yankees, but if you guys are Pinstripe Pride event, it's being put together by the guys at the Hall of Fame signings. guys, go on HallOfFameSignings.com. There's a lot of Yankees that are going to be there. Jason Dominguez is going to be there. Devin Williams is going to be there. A lot of former Yankees are going to be there, like Bernie Williams as well. It's the Pinstripe Pride event. It happens every year. It's at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. If you're in the tri-state area, if you're around New Jersey, buy a ticket. Make sure you guys show up. But no, CC Sabathia, a legend. And I got a video I want to share. This is from MLB Network. Somebody recorded it off of their phone. This is the moment that CC Sabathia was congratulated.
Received 86.8% of the vote, and they tweeted out, "I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer." He's fired up for that. We are so happy for CC. The newly elected Hall of Famer joins us now. He's surrounded by family and friends. CC, congratulations from all of us. What did being a first ballot Hall of Famer, that distinction, mean to you?
It means everything to me. I mean, just even to go in the Hall of Fame in general, it's a big honor. But to go in first ballot, I know what that means as a baseball player, and it's super exciting.
Hey, CC, Tom Verducci, congratulations, man. I mean, it's been so much fun watching you pitch. I love your mechanics, the way you throw. You got to bring me back because you were all multi-sport athlete growing up. Becoming a pitcher, what was that like for you? Who were the people really responsible for you developing into now a Hall of Fame pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, when I got drafted, I was more just a baseball player than a pitcher. I played first base, I played the outfield as a kid, and getting to the Cleveland organization, Carl Willis was who was responsible for me sitting here on this couch today. He taught me my delivery, taught me how to throw a four-seamer, he taught me how to throw my slider, he taught me how to throw my changeup. So literally my whole arsenal, everything from my delivery down to the pitches that I threw, all came from Carl Willis.
Shout out to CC Sabathia. Again, another class act. Shout out to my guy John, NYC Pinstripe Club with the $4.99 sticker.
Another one.
Thank you for helping us keep the lights on over here. Everybody, all the super chats, all the super stickers, all the PayPals will be going towards going to spring training. Like I said, I'll be down there February 20th through the 21st, right? So again, appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys so much. Now, before we move on to the other topics, I want to talk about Alex Rodriguez. There was something that happened with Mariano Rivera. I'm not going to even bring up a graphic or anything like that. I'm just make one statement. I don't know what's happening with Mariano Rivera. This is all allegedly, but for me, I feel that it would be inappropriate as somebody or irresponsible as somebody who is a victim of that type of nonsense from when I was a child to not highlight that or speak on that. Again, this is all allegedly. I know as Yankee fans, our emotions may blind us when it comes to certain news that comes out because it's associated to players that we grew up liking. Whatever happened, I just want the authorities to investigate, let the truth come out. And as we're learning of this, we have to be able to treat this with kids' gloves. We got to be able to treat this as a sensitive matter. I know there's a lot of Yankee fans out there that are automatically defending and going to bat and battle copy. You could do whatever you want to do on your own end. But what I'm telling you right now, this is a very sensitive situation. So treat this with kid gloves, treat this as a sensitive matter and let the information come out, and don't just be one to automatically just blame someone, whether it's this party or that party. Let the information come out because this is all allegedly. Hopefully whoever are the victims that are involved in this, they get the justice that they are seeking. Again, this is all allegedly. This news just came out yesterday. It is shocking the Yankees world and the baseball world as well. I know we're talking about the Hall of Fame and Ichiro and CC Sabathia, right? But it would be irresponsible for me to have that conversation around Ichiro not getting unanimously voted into the Hall of Fame and not talk about Mariano in the news that just came out. I just felt that for me personally, this is not from Grace, this is me personally. I just felt that it was important to just highlight what was going on. I'm not saying Grace doesn't, she absolutely does. But what I'm saying is that we have to be able to treat this situation with kid gloves and as much as possible, if you get what I'm saying. Sorry about the long-winded word salad. I don't even know what to say after that, but
another one.
Let's talk about Alex Rodriguez, right? Alex Rodriguez is not in the Hall of Fame. Alex Rodriguez received 37.1% of the votes. This is his 4th year on the ballot. I think you have 5 or 6 years. So I think next year may be his last year, if not his second to last year. And Jacob, I just shout out to Jacob Petruzzi because I said I got to clip that in order to put it up and tag Brian Hope. Jacob Torres. So Jacob, shout out to you, my guy. I appreciate you, Jacob, for clipping the Brian Host thing. That's my man, Pots and Pans, Jacob Petruzzi. But no, talking about Alex Rodriguez. Grace, I'll let you go first.
Man, I'm so done. I'm so mad. Alex Rodriguez should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? This guy, his career, you can stack it up against any baseball player of all time on defense, on offense, as a teammate, all of it. He is a true baseball player, all around, a 5-tool, an incredible contributor to the game. And it's a crime to me that he's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I don't know what the voters are thinking, but then again, somebody didn't vote for Ichiro Suzuki. What an idiot. So, there's no, accounting for, poor taste. But in my opinion, A-Rod is a Hall of Famer. I absolutely love him. I acknowledge the scandal, the steroid, whatever you want to call it, HGH, whatever. It was outside the lines at the time, right? It's a nuanced conversation, okay?
Yeah.
He was told it was legal. Listen, I don't even want to go into all that. You can read the articles for yourself, okay? But it wasn't the whole time of his career, A. And B, it doesn't matter because there were tons of people who were using that, and none of them were putting up the numbers that Alex Rodriguez was putting up. They made an example out of him because he was the face of baseball at the time. He was the best player in a lot of ways at the time. He was a huge superstar. They made an example out of him, and it's a shame because his legacy is tarnished, and that's never going to change. Putting him in the Hall of Fame isn't going to take that smudge away, but he deserves to be there, period. I'm talking about 3-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glover, 10-time Silver Slugger, World Series champion, 30-30 club, 5th all-time home runs career. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And if you look at the difference between, I'm sure you guys saw the Wagner clip when he got his Hall of Fame call, right? Versus CC, right? CC, it was his first year on the ballot. So when he answered the phone, he's all happy, joyful, laughing, had his family. Billy Wagner was by himself. This was his last chance to get in the Hall of Fame. It was his 10th year on the ballot. That's it. If he didn't get in this year, he was going to fall off. He's older, right? So obviously, because it was 10 years on the ballot, 5 years since he's retired, right? I mean, you do the math, right? He was older. He was by himself. It was him and his wife in his house. When he answered the call, he wept. Okay? So that's how important it is to these guys. A-Rod has been on the ballot, 4 years? He's got six tries left before he falls off. Every year that goes by that you're not recognized for all the work that you did, it mounts, it combines, it exponentially increases. I believe that A-Rod's numbers are going up. The votes are I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the votes are going up.
They have been going up incrementally over like every year, right? And I think somebody in the chat put it, like you said, Grace, you need 10 years to be on, you have 10 years to be on the ballot, but you have to have every year, you have to accumulate at least 25% of the votes. If you don't hit that 25 threshold, you get taken off the ballot, right? To A-Rod's case, A-Rod is making the 25%. He was at 33% right now, but I just want to shout out Big Ant. Your Big Ant, sorry about that I missed this super chat. He said, with a $5 super chat, my bad. Shout out to Grace. Happy birthday. Will they retire CC's 52? Any legs on Cleveland shopping Jose Ramirez? If so, we need to jump on that fast. This is something that I talked about on TikTok, Grace.
My dream.
Your dream, my dream, your dream, almost every Yankees fan dream. Jose Ramirez apparently removed the Cleveland Guardians from his bio, and now everybody is speculating. They're doing the whole speculation that he's going to be traded away and stuff like that. That's what everybody's doing right now because he removed his the Cleveland Guardians.
I just want you to know, Hector did not show me all these little sound clips. I'm hearing these for the first time too. Okay.
Mo Money says, I think it's 5%. 5% of the ballot? All right, copy. 5% of the ballot. I thought it was 25. LA Yankee King keeps saying Jose Ramirez would not be traded. Listen, I don't think the Cleveland Guardians are going to trade Jose Ramirez. I don't think the Cleveland Guardians are going to be doing a rebuild anytime soon. But if the Cleveland Guardians want to start a rebuild, right? This is one thing I want to say. Hold on. This is one thing I want to say. If the Cleveland Guardians want to start a rebuild, Brian Cashman is the perfect GM to call up to help you out. And like Jonathan said, Jonathan, a.k.a. Mr. Do Your Fucking Job. We got over 80 people in the building. We're sitting on 20 likes right now. If you guys can keep on smacking that like button. And just to let you guys know, Jonathan is the person who sent the Jose Ramirez thing to Jason. Jason sent it over to me, and me and Jason was going back and forth because, like, yo, Jonathan is actually doing his fucking job, sending us articles and stuff to make content around. So shout out to Jonathan. Appreciate you. Shout out to Mr. Highlander in the chat. And Anthony Ramirez. Anthony Medina says Ramirez is not going anywhere. Listen, let's wait to see what happens. Yankee Media, you get a good idea about Alex with the Hall of Fame voting next year. It's a weak class, as we know. Yeah, and my last thing I'm going to say about Alex Rodriguez before we move on to
Let me say one thing after you.
Copy. When it comes to Alex Rodriguez, you cannot tell the story of Major League Baseball without including Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez, his 1995 season, 1996 season, I know it's not technically his rookie year because he was up in 94 and 95, but 1996 was one of the greatest first full years in Major League Baseball than any other player. He hit over 350. He had 36 home runs, over 100 RBIs, over 50 doubles. He lost to Juan Gonzalez. And I know people want to talk about, people want to bring up the PEDs and the steroids. I get that, right? And one thing that somebody brought up yesterday while having a conversation on TikTok, again, if you guys aren't following Uptown Sports on TikTok, I go live every day on TikTok. So if you want more of these conversations, follow us on TikTok. But one thing that people kept bringing up was Jose Canseco and how A-Rod used to work out with Jose Canseco when he was in high school. Now, we could say what we want about Jose Canseco, right? We can believe what we want about Jose Canseco. I would like to believe that at the time, Jose Canseco was in the major leagues. He was a star in Major League Baseball, if I'm not mistaken. And at the time, I would like to believe that Jose Canseco wasn't going to high school kids that he was working out with and just handing them needles. I know Jose Canseco may not be all up there in the head, but I would like to believe Jose Canseco wasn't just working out with high school baseball players on a high school campus with the coaches and just handing out steroid needles to kids. I just want people to do some critical thinking, right? When you hear the story about A-Rod and Jose Canseco, all right, cool. Let's try to think this through. Do you guys really believe that Jose Canseco was walking around handing needles to high school kids? I personally don't believe that. If there's any truth to it, I'll walk back everything that I say right now, right? When it comes to A-Rod, he admitted to taking steroids in Texas. He admitted to taking steroids after he got his big contract because of all the added pressure. Now, you could believe him, you could not believe him, right? My thing with A-Rod is that the whole Mike Francesa thing, going on Mike Francesa, saying that, no, you're not lying. No, you're innocent. No, you're in this, that, and third. And then 2 days later, you walk back everything. That's the only thing to me that's a stain on Alex Rodriguez in my eye.
I think I hate to go into all this nuance without being truly educated in it. But from my memory, I think it was a technicality that it wasn't the certain, see, I'm ignorant. I don't want to sound dumb, but the certain, what's it called? Hormone or whatever it is, the HGH, what's that called? Steroid,
human growth hormone, steroid.
Yeah. Okay, the hormone. It wasn't that one. It was a different one that they told Alex, this one's legal, although this one's not. It's kind of like, THC, but it's not.
Yeah.
This isn't cannabis, but it's not. See, y'all, I know it sounds stupid right now.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Okay, go with me. It was like a technicality to get around the rule. This is from my memory. So A-Rod may or may not have been speaking from what he believed was true at the time. This is me giving him the benefit of the doubt, y'all. I'm an A-Rod fan.
And I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt as much as I can, you know?
But we don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know. We weren't in that room. And also, I have heard so many interviews from people. Thank you. See, y'all, I'm trying.
Oh my God.
Everybody was doing it. Everybody was doing it. Everybody was doing it, y'all. Every star of that era was doing it.
And for me, Grace, it's not that every star was doing it. It's the fact that Bug Selig, shout out to my guy Chris the Flash. Chris the Flash is in the building. Shout out to my guy Chris. Kendall Wiggins is in the building. My guy Ghost, salute to you, Ghost. But it's not, for me, it's not that every other player was doing it, right? It's the fact that Bug Selig, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, who oversaw all these players taking steroids. You cannot tell me that Bug Selig had no idea what was going on. If you're telling me Bug Selig had no idea what was going on, I got a bridge in Brooklyn that I can maybe tell you, right?
Hector,
so if Bug Selig is in the Hall of Fame from overseeing this as the commissioner, then these players should be in the game at the same time. All right, Anna Marie, I'll stop with the soundboard. I promise. Go ahead.
It's so hypocritical of the league, right? To have made all this money off of the steroid era. The steroid era, as we call it, got Major League Baseball back after the lockout. I mean, floated us through a time when football was really coming up and baseball was looking like it was on the way out. Yeah. And these guys single-handedly, if you want to say, saved our pastime, saved our game in a certain way. And now they're being punished. They're being held out of the Hall of Fame because of what? Some faux ethics that is not real. The Astros cheated in the World Series. You proved it. And you didn't take the World Series title away. So what are you doing? You obviously don't care. So you're just standing on nothing. You're just punishing Alex for nothing. You're punishing Barry Bonds for nothing. You know? You act like all high and mighty, but it's a farce. Shohei Ohtani was implicated in one of the hugest betting scandals in sports history, and you investigated it, swept it under the rug, and let him do whatever, run roughshod over the West Coast. It's a joke, okay? So stop acting like you're all high and mighty, like you're, I don't know, the Catholic Church or something. It's Major League Baseball. A-Rod did what he did. Let him get in the Hall of Fame. Let Barry Bonds get in the Hall of Fame. What are we doing? Also, the point I wanted to make was as the beat writers get younger, Alex Rodriguez votes go up. What does that tell you? That's a fact. As the new beat writers come in and they get Hall of Fame votes, they vote for Alex Rodriguez. The old people fall off and he gets more percentage. I mean, this is what's happening. Young people don't care. We don't care. Okay?
Facts.
These are the guys we grew up watching. You're going to tell us that all those home runs don't count, all those games we watched growing up don't count, then why were we watching? This was our childhood. These are the greatest players we watched. So let them in. Anyway, the end.
I want to shout out Old Sarge is in the building. Old Sarge, I got a treat for you. Shout out to Old Sarge. My guy, Old Sarge, is in the building. Old Sarge. Listen, I heard this last night, and I was like, I got to have that when Old Sarge comes into the chat. Shout out to the chat. Let's see. Mo Money says A-Rod doesn't deserve that. All right, Mo Money. I see you. Shout out to Mo Money in the building. Jose Medina says Shohei is Kenny Rogers, the gambler. Ipe committed.
They don't care. And they don't care. You see what I'm saying? They did nothing. They did nothing to all the baseball players that cheated in the World Series and all those games with the Astros. None of those players got punished. None of them. None of them. And they still have the World Series rings and they still have the title. And yes, I'm still talking about it.
Yeah.
They suspended the managers, but nothing happened to the players. But are
Mhm.
those players going to get in the Hall of Fame later?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
And this is the thing, right? When you bring up, and I agree, Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. If Mike Smith, the Phillies third baseman, if he's allowed to be in the Hall of Fame, somebody who's admitted to taking greenies and amphetamines in the 80s and when he played, if he's allowed to be in the Hall of Fame, you cannot tell me that greenies and amphetamines who are basically like super caffeine that helps you stay focused, that doesn't have an edge and help you in baseball. The same way that steroids helps you in baseball is the same way that greenies and amphetamines, I believe, help you in baseball. And then everybody wants to point to David Ortiz, Albert Pujols, Pudge Rodriguez. Mike Piazza. I don't know if any of those players ever take steroids. I'm not here to accuse them of ever taking steroids. The only thing I'm here for, when you look at the case of Alex Rodriguez, if Bug Selig is allowed to be in the Hall of Fame, the commissioner of baseball who oversaw everything, all the money, because this is the thing, Grace, if A-Rod can't be in the Hall of Fame, Brett, copy, you can have that. Don't put them in the Hall of Fame. Are you guys going to give back all the TV sponsorships you guys got over the years, making money off of those players?
That's what I'm saying. They're fine with that part, Hector.
Major League Baseball, are you guys going to give back any of the money that you guys got off of merchandise when it comes to Barry Bonds jersey, Alex Rodriguez jersey, Mark McGwire? Are you going to give back any of that money? Are you going to donate that money to a clinic to help kids not become addicted to steroids? Are you guys going to do that? If you guys do that, then I'll shut up about A-Rod and Barry Bonds being in the Hall of Fame. The day that Major League Baseball steps up and you say, you know what, we have to rewrite this wrong. We're going to take all the money that we got from all the from the cable deals, from the ad revenues, from all of that. We're going to take all that money and reinvest that into kids and make sure that they don't get addicted to steroids.
Dude, nobody is out. Okay, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Like, you let A-Rod back in the league. You let him play baseball, then he should be eligible. You let the Astros play after they cheated, then they should be eligible. That's it. Period, point blank. If you banned Pete Rose from baseball forever, right? So that makes sense to me, even though I'm not saying I agree with it. But you banned him forever, and so he probably won't ever be in the Hall of Fame, right? But you didn't ban A-Rod forever. No. You didn't ban these people forever. You let them keep playing. So if they played, they should be eligible. If they played, their stats matter. Yeah. Period.
No,
it's hypocritical.
100% Grace. Again, we got over 105 people in the building rocking with us. We got 70 on YouTube. If you guys can, keep on smacking that like button. Like I said, we're sitting on 70 people on YouTube, and we got 30 likes. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys are following us on all social media platforms. Like I said, I go live every day on the TikToks. I will be going live later on tonight. And then later on tonight, make sure you guys tune in. Theo, Al, and Friends is on the channel. It's a new show we're doing every Thursday at 8 p.m. It's with Al Centrone, it's with Pete Kennedy, and it's with Anthony Gallo, three of the amazing talents from WFAN. They have a show on the channel. So come support Theo, Al, and his friends later on tonight at 8 p.m. Let me see. Somebody had put something in the chat that Eric Katz. Oh, it's on the screen. I'm an idiot. Eric Katz said Bug Selig found religion after he rolled around in the money from the 1998 season. Yeah. Exactly. Facts. And like Anna Marie says, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, Grace.
No, that's it. I'm done.
Because I got a topic now that I know you are super excited to talk about, right? I know Grace is super excited to talk about this because we're talking about Jason Dominguez. Grace.
What is this elevator music?
You like that? That's great elevator music. You like that, right? When it comes to Jason Dominguez, right? Shout out to Data Driven Stats on Twitter. Jason Dominguez is currently ranked as the 14th best prospect in all of Major League Baseball. And this is according to MLB Pipeline's most recent rankings. Grace, I want to ask you, and I want to ask everybody in the chat, let us know, what are your realistic expectations when it comes to Jason Dominguez, a.k.a. La Machine?
I need to record the Jason Dominguez for you to put on your soundboard, by the way, because this elevator music is not it for my boy. He needs something more hype. Jason Dominguez can confirm has been working out and bulking up. I am nervous because I don't want him to get injured, and I know that sometimes when players bulk too much, can be a recipe for injury. I'm a little worried about that. However, the power is about to be back, and the Martian is coming for the league, y'all. I believe in this kid so much. I feel like people have really truly forgotten the upside possibility, the potential with Jason Dominguez, and why the Yankees went out and signed him at 16 years old. And he has been diligently working. He's got an amazing family around him who keeps him grounded, similar to Juan Soto, right? Where he just works, he's about his business, he's about his family, he's got his why. The athletes always say, what's your why? He's always thinking about his why. He is such a smart young kid with a great head on his shoulders, okay? Jason Dominguez. Switch hitter. Okay, yes, he's better from the left side of the plate. Copy. He's 21. He's 21, okay? Now, Jason Dominguez currently ranked number 14 prospect in baseball. You know what? Let me not even say something negative about Spencer Jones right now. Let me just keep Spencer Jones' name out my mouth.
I'm just saying, why does Spencer Jones have to get some lateral violence?
I know.
I'm just saying,
Let me not. Let me just be better, okay? I'll be better. Jason Dominguez has the potential to steal 30 bags this year. That's not even a cap, okay? Mm-hmm. I think he'll probably hit somewhere between 20 to 25 home runs. He's gonna steal 30 bags, okay? We have the potential to have two guys steal 30 bags this year on the team. And that's Jazz and Jason Dominguez. Now, of course, you got Anthony Volpe there with the potential to steal 30 bags as well. Mm-hmm. We have major speed. This kid has so much speed, okay? Strength, speed, stamina. I really hope he plays, I don't know, let me see, like 145 games, 150 games, okay? His defense has got to come around, okay? I'm not gonna gloss over this. His defense has got to come around. I want him to play center field. That's his position that he's comfortable in, okay? I really, really, really would put Cody in left, Jason in center, and Judge in right field, okay? You would have two Gold Glovers on either side of Jason Dominguez, helping him, showing him, letting him focus on his contribution to the team that he feels comfortable with, which is his bat. Mm-hmm. Y'all, we have something really, really special in Jason Dominguez, okay? Really special. And this is his year. This is the year of the Martian.
What happened? I'm sorry, you froze at the last second. What happened?
I just posed. This is the year of the Martian.
Oh.
This is the year of the Martian.
You literally froze on my end for like the last 5 seconds. But no, I want to agree with Grace. This is the year of the Martian. Jason Dominguez, and I think every Yankee fan, Eric Katz says Dominguez is going to be a stud. And Anthony Medina says, I think he's going to be fine. The Martian, as long as he stays healthy, will put up some decent numbers during this season. Mo Money says Jason needs to play center field. Better not put him in left field. Make him comfortable and give him the same leash they gave Volpe. Absolutely, Mo. I think that last part is the most important part of your take. Give him the same leash that Anthony Volpe had. Shout out to you, Mo. Tony says he's gonna make us forget about number 22. Oh, from your mouths to God's ears, hopefully. Stephen B said, I expect 20 to 25 home runs, a 260 to 280 batting average, 100 RBIs, and solid defense. I'll take that.
100 RBIs would be amazing.
That's a solid year. We could get that. Stephen C says, I believe he's going to have a bust-out season with close to 30 dingers and 30 stolen bases. That's a solid one. John the Bagel Dad says, good morning to Stephen B. My guy John says he's going to have 15 home runs, 20 stolen bases, a 250 average, and 80 RBIs. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If that's the stat line from Jason Dominguez, I'll take that. 250 batting average, 15 home runs, 20 stolen bases, 80 RBIs. It's not 30. It's not crazy expectations. I think that's right in the middle. And if that's the stat line we get from Jason Dominguez at the end of the year, I'll take that because that's a better stat line than Anthony Volpe had in his rookie year. Kendall Wiggins says that was for 50 years. Now, 50 years ago with Pete Rose, now we run fan dual ads. Shout out to Kendall Wiggins for that one. But no, when it comes to Jason Dominguez, if that's the stat line we're getting from Jason, I'll take that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his OBP, if he, listen, y'all, he was put into an impossible situation last year, okay? Yeah. We're not talking about a seasoned veteran guy who they traded for and then asked him to come in and take somebody's job going into the stretch postseason, okay? We're talking about a 21-year-old kid who had only had a cup of coffee in MLB the year before, recovering from Tommy John, recovering from oblique injuries and all this stuff, barely had hardly any time in AAA. Got promoted like not like a whole season, not like a whole bunch of time. And they said, "Come up, let's see if you catch fire and we'll play you in the postseason." It was a crazy situation. And just because he didn't maybe thrive in that situation, it doesn't mean anything. That was a special circumstance, okay? But when he gets his OBP back, that doesn't slump. Speed doesn't slump. This guy is going to absolutely contribute to the team this year because, again, he's going to have, in my opinion, one of the highest OBPs on the team. And he already has some of the most speed on the team. He's a smart base runner, and it's going to be huge. I can't wait to watch him. I'm so pumped to watch him. This is his year. Cashman, don't trade him. Please do not trade him for anyone except Jose Ramirez, but it's not going to happen. No, don't trade him for anyone.
You had to get that in on that one. Guys, we got over 70 people in the building. If you guys can, keep on tapping the screen. Keep on hitting the subscribe button. Just share the live to other people so you get more Yankee fans in on the conversation. Old Sarge says, we'll come in low out of the rising sun and about a mile out, we'll turn the music on. Yeah, I use Wagner. Scares the hell out of the VC. I have no idea what that means.
Wagner's the composer of the symphony, whatever you played. Look,
this what you're talking about this? No. This one. Oh, okay. Sorry, Sarge. I had a brain fart.
Sarge, Hector knows that from Bugs Bunny, okay?
That's honestly where I know that from. I don't know that from any place else.
I know you.
Grace knows me so well. I have a clip that I want to play. Again, shout out to my guys on TikTok putting this together. This is a video of Jason Dominguez, and I'm excited for this season. That's all I got to say. This moment right here, him being able to have that home run in front of his parents.
His mom, I know.
People don't understand how much of a moment that is, right? Because for Jason Dominguez and his family, this is a young man that he has been pursuing this dream of Major League Baseball ever since he was 9, 10, and 11 years old, right? People, you guys do not understand what it's like. I'll try to come up with some more videos to highlight that. But when these young kids, you look for these videos when they sign and when they get signed to an academy or when they get signed by a team, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. And the phone call that they call back to their moms, their first person that they call and say, I got signed. And the tears from these young kids' face. And this is kids that are 15, 16 years old. So for Jason Dominguez to have this moment, to hit that home run in front of his parents, that's a big sign. That right there I know is a big moment that I don't think they'll ever be able to relive.
It was an amazing moment. I remember we were all so excited. You know, the season was lost. The season was a lost cause. And they called him up, and he absolutely was on fire. We were all so excited. Of course, we've been hearing about Jason Dominguez for so long. He was tearing the cover off the ball in the minors. He comes up, starts hitting like crazy. We start winning. I think we swept the Astros at home at their place. And then we started counting. We're like, hey, we may not be mathematically eliminated yet. How many games do we need to win to get the wild card? Like, it was such an amazing time before he got injured. And I can't wait to see what he's gonna do this season with the confidence that I'm on the team. He hasn't had that yet. I'm on the team. I'm a starting player. I'm on the roster. I'm ready, right? It's a total different mindset, you know? Not everybody comes in, you know, like Derek Jeter. I mean, Derek Jeter's Derek Jeter. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm so excited. Let him have some time. Let him have a couple months to acclimate. He's done it at every level, y'all. I'm warning you right now. Do not call for his head after 2-3 weeks if he's adjusting to the league. He needs an adjustment period. He's done it at every level in the minors. Give him a little bit of a grace period, but once he figures it out, he is an absolute comet. Okay? And I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Also, it's Wagner. I know it's Wagner. I don't know why I said Wagner. I may be from Texas, but I'm not that country, okay? I know it's Wagner. All right. Anyway.
Honestly, I thought you were talking about Billy Wagner. I'm like, I know you got inducted. What is this? Shout out to my brother Gene in the building. If you guys don't know, Gene is one of the hosts on the Pop-Offs that come on every Friday. Make sure you guys tune in every Friday on the Pop-Off here at Uptown Sports TV. They do great content. Yes, not looking over his shoulder. And with spring training around the corner, Grace, right? Got like a few more minutes before 12. So with spring training around the corner, I want to bring up a moment from last spring training that really, really touched some chords I know for a lot of us Yankee fans. Seeing Joe Torre come out of the dugout and take the ball for Carlos Rodon. This was one of my best spring training moments that I ever saw. I was at spring training last year. I wasn't here for this game, but one of the best moments of spring training. So I want to ask you and ask other folks in the chat, what are you guys looking forward to the most when it comes to this upcoming spring training? What are you watching? What storylines are you keeping an eye out for? What are you more looking forward to this spring training?
First of all, somebody on the comments said, who's cutting onions? I definitely teared up a little bit when I saw this moment. I watch all the spring training games that are televised on the MLB app or whatever. And first of all, I want to say that these uniforms are fire. Every year when we have the spring training games, I'm like, dang, it looks so good with the midnight blue on top and the pinstripe pants on bottom. Bro, I'm just going to say something crazy right now. I hate the road grays. I know. Y'all, the chat's going to blow up. I already know. I'm sorry. I love the Yankees. I love tradition. I love it all. But, yo, the road grays are not it for me. This look, however, is fire. Can you imagine wearing, like, midnight blue on top, pinstripe pants on the road? Oh, I wish. Anyway, now that I'm done. I'm done about the uniforms. I'm going to be watching DJ LeMahieu. I think we're all going to be watching DJ LeMahieu. What are they going to do with DJ LeMahieu, right? Is he going to be in the starting lineup on opening day? Are they going to run him out there? Where are they going to put him, right? I mean, obviously, we're all going to be watching the DJ LeMahieu storyline. And then, of course, I want to see Jason. That's who I want to see. I want them to put him in center. I'm going to be watching his outfield reps that he's doing, how he's going to improve and with his defense specifically. I know his bat's going to come around. I'm not worried about his offense at all. I'm not worried about his defense. I'm just anxious to see the improvements there. So I'll be watching that. Of course, I'm excited to see Max Fried. Of course, I'm excited. I'm excited to see all the guys, really. But spring training can't come soon enough. And do these uniforms more. They look awesome.
Yeah, and people in the chat, Gene says, no, Grace, don't say it. I love the road grades. Mike Perez says, blasphemy. Blasphemy from Mike Perez. Blasphemy. But Anthony Medina likes it. He says, I'm with you, Grace. I can't stand the road gray. Shout out to Anthony Medina. Now, I'm impartial, right? I love a road grays jersey over the regular white and black pinstripes, I take the road gray jerseys just because they don't dirty as easily. That's just me. I make stains and messes all over the place. No, for me, I know a lot of fans. I want to ask you this before we leave. I know a lot of fans have been screaming or have been wanting the Yankees to get a City Connect jersey. And Yankee fans, they always bring up tradition and how they want to stick to tradition. I'm somebody that I like to push tradition to the side. But for me, I can't see the Yankees doing a City Connect jersey and it doesn't look corny. That's just how I like. Because if the Yankees decide to do a City Connect jersey, that goes to show you that the Yankees have officially sold out. They have sold out their legacy. They have sold out their brand. They have sold out their fans. We already feel like that because of the patches on the jersey, right? So if the Yankees were to have a City Connect jersey, right, I may be sounding like the old man sitting on the porch that's screaming at kids for playing music, but if the Yankees were to have a City Connect jersey, I would feel that's the final wave of the flag that the Yankees have sold out their fans and sold out their traditions.
I'm surprised that you're taking that stance, Hector, because you're usually the one who's like, let's, outreach to the kids, outreach to the new generation and all the stuff. And I'm really surprised to hear you have this take. I thought for sure you'd be like, let's do City Connects, let's be cool, let's loosen up. Everybody accuses the Yankees of being stiff and being too businesslike and boring. And this would be a way that they would not be that. And I'm just surprised. For me, it makes me nervous. If the City Connects jerseys are cool, then maybe. But I don't think we need them because we sell more jerseys than anybody anyway. Like we you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think I don't know. I lean toward no. I don't want City Connects jerseys. But I don't know. I'm like 40%.
Yeah, anytime I hear somebody bring up, the Yankees need to get a City Connect jersey, this is the first thing that comes to my head when that person opens their mouth.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
That's the first thing that comes to my head.
It's a gimmick for teams that don't sell jerseys. We sell jerseys, so we don't need it. I mean, that's the bottom line, right? It's a gimmick. We don't need it.
No, I'm right there with you, Grace. And I think every other Yankee fan, mostly in the chat, probably feel the same way. How about this? I can live with a player I can live with them getting rid of the facial policy more than I can live with them getting a City Connect jersey. I feel that if they get rid of the facial policy, it won't be that much of getting rid of tradition because that tradition is only a tradition from when George Steinbrenner took over the Yankees, right? So they didn't have that rule when Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and Mickey Mantle and they didn't have that rule when they played. They couldn't even grow facial hair to save their life, so that shit didn't even matter to them back then. But they didn't have that rule back then. That's just a George Steinbrenner era rule. I know it's still owned by the Steinbrenner family, but I think I can live more with them getting rid of the facial hair policy than with the whole City Connect jersey thing, if you get what I'm saying. And like my guy Jonathan says, we're sitting on 43 likes. We got over 120 people watching us, over 63 on YouTube. Smack that like button. Let's try to get to 60 likes on the stream. If you get what I'm saying, right, Grace?
Yeah, I hear you. I know all the guys hate the facial hair policy, and it's a whole thing. I don't hate it. I like it. But I'm a girl. I get it. I have a different perspective. I have a different point of view on it, so I get it. I respect all the guys' views of the facial hair policy. For me, I like it. It's our thing. We're different. I get it. It's old school and la la la. I get it. Girls get told all the time, you can't wear this, can't do that, do this, that, don't wear this makeup, blah, blah, blah. We get told that all the time. So one time guys get told they have to shave and they're crying about it. I'm like, y'all, get over it. It's like, to me, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. I really made the chat mad because I dissed the road grays. I stood up for the facial hair policy. I'm just being crazy today.
Anthony Medina says, yeah, that facial policy needs to go. And I don't want to hear about tradition when they already did a disservice when they put the Star Insurance patch on their sleeve. So I don't want to hear it. Anthony Medina.
Another one.
Say that again for the people in the back who didn't hear you, my guy. Shout out to Anthony Medina. Mr. Highlander says, Hector, they did have an unwritten rule. Look how they dress. All George did was carry it on. If you get a call from the Yankees, you reaching for the razor. I worked for years at a restaurant where I had to shave my facial hair all the time. I worked years as an EMT and as a 911 supervisor. The company I worked for was the only company in New York City that had a facial hair policy in EMS. I shaved because it was my job. Like at the end of the day, if I have a job that I'm supposed to shave, I'm supposed to look a certain way. I may not like it, right? But I have a job at the end of the day that I have to do. I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to shave, and it is what it is. If I'm off of work, I may have a 5 o'clock shadow that I may try to line up to look fucking amazing. But besides that, I always had to shave. When I worked overnights, it got a little bit lackadaisical. They allowed me to have it when I worked overnights. But when I was a field duty officer, when I was a 911 supervisor on the road, going to hospitals every day, having to meet with the people who was in charge of the contracts, I had to shave, and that was just part of my job. So I get it. If the Yankees were to call me right now and say, Hector, we want to offer you a job working social media, but you have to shave, I'm a shave. It's just like asking me, hey Hector, are you gonna take a bath for work? Yes, because I take a bath when I leave and when I wake up every day.
People are like, some players don't want to play for the Yankees because they have to shave. I'm like, then I don't want that player on my team because that player is soft. Okay? If that player is crying about his facial hair, then get out. Go play for Tampa Bay or some doo-doo organization. I'm done. If you're going to cry about it, you're soft anyway. So thanks for letting me know. Kick rocks.
Oh no, Highlander, I know you wasn't coming at me specifically. I was just like addressing it like as a whole for the conversation. But no, I appreciate you for saying that, brother. Yeah.
All opinions are welcome here.
Yeah, I like to color inside the lines. I don't like to color outside the lines. If I color outside the lines, I feel like CIA is going to kick in the door and I get arrested for that. Shout out to the chat. One of the best chats that's out there. We got over 110 people in the building rocking out with us. Appreciate you guys. Grace, got any more topics you want to talk about before we get out of here? Anything else you want to touch on real quick?
I don't think so. I can't think of anything. Oh, I do.
Uh-oh.
I have one more thing to say.
Cue the dramatic music. All right.
It's not sad.
Oh, it's not?
Very, very cheap. £1 fish.
All right, you can go.
Y'all need to watch your mouth talking about Giancarlo Stanton.
Uh-oh.
Because y'all are acting real wild out there, okay? And that's all I'm going to say. I have been defending Big G for a year, and I will keep defending Big G. Y'all, watch your mouths. That's all I'm going to say.
Facts.
Also, while I'm on this topic, I looked this up. I just want to drop this dime in here for y'all. How many home runs do you think Giancarlo will hit this year, Hector? Like, do you think he'll hit, I don't know, 12?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me just get a look real quick at how many games he played last year. So Giancarlo Stanton, he played in 114 games last year, and he hit 27 home runs.
Nice.
If Giancarlo Stanton plays in 130 to 140 games, he's going to have 30 home runs.
All right.
If he plays in 115 to 140 games, he will have 30 home runs.
All right. If Giancarlo hits 12 more home runs, he will be 44th all-time home runs hitter for his career. He will pass Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones, Cal Ripken Jr., and Jason Giambi. Ever heard of them? Giancarlo will be above them. If he hits 30 homers, he's going to jump some more crazy names that I didn't write down here. But he'll probably be somewhere around, if he hits 30 more, he'll probably be somewhere around 40th all time. All time. He's hit over 500. I mean, listen. Giancarlo Stanton has the second best all-time at-bat to home run ratio in the postseason in history baseball. This is not a New York Yankees franchise record. This is an all-time baseball postseason record. The second best home run to at-bat ratio. This guy is a tank when it matters the most, when the pressure is the most, when the team needs him the most. So y'all out there, be thankful for Giancarlo Stanton and watch your mouth. That's all I'm saying.
I know that Giancarlo Stanton is not the Giancarlo Stanton that won an MVP with the Miami Marlins. I understand right now where he's at in 2025. He is far removed from the MVP player that he was in 2017. But one thing that Giancarlo Stanton has shown you in his time with the New York Yankees, the first thing he shows you, he holds himself accountable. I don't think there's any Yankee fan out there that would say that Giancarlo does not hold himself accountable. Giancarlo doesn't make himself present to the media. Giancarlo doesn't speak on his struggles, because he absolutely does. Secondly, Giancarlo Stanton shows you the ability, when healthy, when locked in, he can put you on his back and carry you for 2 weeks strong. He carried us in that postseason. If it wasn't for Giancarlo Stanton, I'm not sure if we get to the World Series. I'm going to say that again. If it wasn't for Giancarlo Stanton, I'm not sure if we make it to the World Series. A couple of the postseason prior to that, I gave a lot of credit to Harrison Bader, but if it wasn't for Giancarlo Stanton as well, we don't get past the Cleveland Guardians. So put respect on Giancarlo Stanton's name. That's all I have to say. I understand. Again, I'm going to repeat. He is not the player that he was with the Miami Marlins. He may not be warranted of a $35 million contract or $35 million AAE because of his output. I get that. I'm not here to defend his slow base running. I'm not here to defend the fact that he can't even be put in the outfield and he clogs up the DH. I'm not defending that. But when you look at his stats offensively and when you look at the DH spot from every other team, Giancarlo Stanton is the top DH, if not top 3 DHs in all of baseball.
He passed Mike Piazza's home run career number last year. He's going to pass more guys this year. I mean, if he hits just 12 more home runs is the stat I gave y'all, that he's going to pass these all-time great hitters, Cal Ripken Jr., Carlos Beltran. Talk about, never mind. Anyway, let me just not say anything. But only 12 more home runs he's going to pass these guys. Couple more home runs, he's going to be in top 50 of all time. 12 more home runs, he'll be 44th. More than that, I mean, he has an incredible career. Like, we know he doesn't run. Like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit, y'all? I need the beep sound. Who gives a? Hey, we did it. Anyway, y'all, keep my boy's name out your mouth. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
Now, for me, when it comes to Giancarlo Stanton, again, it's all going to come down to his health. The Yankees, we have a lot of question marks this year, and we've talked about it on several shows, Grace. When you look at the question marks from the New York Yankees, one, is Giancarlo Stanton going to be healthy? I think that's the biggest question mark. Two, then you could throw in Cody Bellinger's health, Max Fried's health. How is Garrett Cole going to look coming back from his first time in his career having that type of injury where he had to miss that type of time? How is he going to bounce back? What is Luis Hill going to be after winning Rookie of the Year? The Yankees have a lot of question marks, right? Yeah. Just like the LA Dodgers. The LA Dodgers, I know they're winning the back pages and people talk. If you're a Dodger fan, you're talking your right now. But the Dodgers, they have a lot of question marks. How is Shohei Ohtani going to be as a starter coming off of his second Tommy John surgery? The only starter, the only pitcher in Major League Baseball that has been able to have a decent career after having his second Tommy John surgery was Nathan Eovaldi. After that, Everybody else who has a second Tommy John surgery retires from baseball 2 to 4 years after getting that second Tommy John surgery, right? It's a massive drop-off. This new Tommy John surgery that Shohei got, it's the same surgery that Jason Dominguez got. It's the same surgery that Jacob deGrom got. How has Jacob deGrom been since that second Tommy John surgery? He hasn't been the same. So the Dodgers, they have a lot of question marks, just like the Yankees. How is Yamamoto going to be in his second full year in the big leagues after he was battling injuries towards the end of the season? What is Roki Sasaki innings limits going to be in that starting rotation with the Dodgers? Is Clayton Kershaw going to come back to the Dodgers? How is the rest of their starting rotation going to be? What is Blake Snell going to give you with the Dodgers? Blake Snell, the same starting pitcher who has dealt with injuries in his career as well. The same starter who was never able to bank in or cash in on a massive payday because he had injury concerns from every other team in baseball.
All I want to say is thank God we're in the American League. Thank God that all we have to do is mind our own business, make it to the World Series, and anything can happen in a 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God we're not in the National League. And listen, I'm not trying to be a hater. Okay, I'm really, really not. But I did have a little moment where I thought about Juan Soto going to the Mets and just watching the Dodgers just add, and just block the out of the Mets and Juan Soto. When he went there with the promise from Steve Cohen and all these people, oh, we're going to the World Series, we're gonna go, we can come over to the Mets, and then all of a sudden the Dodgers are just like this huge monster rising out of the fog and like blocking them, and Juan Soto's just looking at them like, oh shit, I should have stayed in the American League. Well, bye, bitch, you made your choice. Anyway.
I want to shout out the Big Jappo in the building. Shout out to my guy, the Big Jappo. My apologies. He says, put some respect on Jamison Tyone's name after he had 2 Tommy Johns.
Another one.
Tyone.
Shout out to you, Big Jappo. I appreciate that. Stephen B said, Hector, those sound bites are fire. Thank you so much.
Don't encourage him.
I literally stood up to like 4 o'clock in the morning trying to figure this out, watching videos on YouTube. I figured it out, and now I do not know how to act. I appreciate all of you guys who's in the building. We got over 120 people rocking with us. 65 is on YouTube. We're sitting on 51 likes. And like Jonathan said, do your job and hit that like button. Let's try to get to 60 likes on the stream. Grace, before we go, right, I think there is one more thing that I would like to talk about. And it has to do with our manager, Aaron Boone, right?
Okay.
I know I've seen a lot of chatter recently on Twitter. I know he was on a podcast saying he's hype, he's ready to come back. As a person, I've met Aaron Boone. He's an amazing person. I've interviewed Aaron Boone as well. Thank you so much, Frank Luna, for allowing me to interview Aaron Boone. I've been very... My blame has not been on Aaron Boone. It's been more on the front office and the players that Aaron Boone has, because Aaron Boone could only manage the players that he is given at the end of the day. Are there some questionable bullpen decisions? Absolutely. Are there some questionable situations that happen late in game, defensive replacement, not base running, not pinch running, or not going for a pinch hitter in certain situations? Absolutely, right? When it comes to Aaron Boone, I know he's here for the next season, but I want Yankee fans, let Aaron Boone manage, and let's save our criticism for the end of the year. What I want to avoid this, to make it sound a little bit easier, what I want to avoid this year is if the Yankees lose 5 out of 7 games in the first week or the first 2 weeks, whatever it is, please don't be asking for Aaron Boone to get fired the first 2 weeks of the season. That's not going to happen. George Steinbrenner is not here. George Steinbrenner is not going to fire Billy Martin 3 weeks into the season. That's not going to happen anymore. Hal Steinbrenner is not going to fire Brian Cashman 2 weeks into the season because he made a decision that you weren't happy with. I just want Yankee fans, the same way how I have been screaming that in 2025, please leave the AI artwork in 2024. I do not want to see fucking AI artwork with Yankee players on different... It's stupid. Stop doing it. I hate it. It's annoying. You're stealing artwork from actual designers. Don't be cheap. Go out there and pay a designer. That's the one thing I say about that. Secondly, right, just just leave the firing of Aaron Boone towards the end of the year. I don't want to have discussions, or I don't want to be around people that are just screaming for Aaron Boone to be fired because he put in a reliever that you didn't like and they gave up a run. If that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, I'll add on to that. I don't want to talk about the Dodgers every day of this upcoming season.
Right.
I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't care what they're doing over there in California because I'm a Yankees fan, okay? And I'm blessed to be a Yankees fan, right? And we don't worry about them until we have to worry about them, which is in the World Series. And I'll see you there. Because like I said, anything can happen in a 7-game series. Anything, okay? So I don't want to, I'm so tired of all these people out here worrying about what your neighbor's doing, peeking over the fence, what your neighbor's doing. Worry about your own self, you know? Like we're projected to be the best team in the American League. Let's go out there and take care of our own business. Don't worry about the Dodgers, y'all. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Facts.
See, my accent really came out because I started.
That y'all, I felt that last y'all you threw out there. That last y'all had a long L to it too. So again, shout out the chat. It's 12:15. We're gonna wrap it up right now. If you guys can, I put the link to the TikTok in the chat. Right. Again, I go live every day on TikTok. I will be going live later on tonight. So come over there, come to TikTok, help us join the conversation over there. We're building up that platform as well, just like YouTube. I will be going live next week on YouTube more than just Thursday, right? So it'll be like Tuesday or Monday. I'll be going live later in the afternoon, right? It's still Yankees theme. We're going to be talking Yankees. Grace, she has a life. If Grace is free, she can join me. If not, you'll see TC, you'll see Ghost, you'll see all the other different family that we have over here at Uptown Sports TV, talking Yankees baseball. But until next time, let me see if this works. Okay. Until next time, you beautiful, beautiful people out there, make sure you drink your water. Make sure you stay hydrated, right? And to everybody out there that is hating on Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone, it's not even spring training. Go outside and touch some grass. If your mother's not answering the phone call, shoot her an email or unblock her on Facebook. The last thing I'm going to say to everybody out there who hates L.I. Yankee King, stop hating on L.I. Yankee King. That's my guy. I'm your guy, Hector. This is my bestie, my co-host, Grace Monroe. And until next time, deuces, salutations, and peace out. Right, Grace?
Yes, bye. Go Yankees.
Okay. All right, we out of here. I'm trying to end the stream. It's not working with the button. I gotta fix it.
Happy birthday to me, by the way.
Happy
Thank
birthday
you. And
to
happy birthday
Grace
to everybody
Monroe.
in the chat who's having a birthday. Aquarius,
Yes.
rise up. Let's go.
Happy birthday to Grace Monroe. We are out of here.
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.